Hi everyone, I have with me international arbiter Radu-Catalin Chirila and Grandmaster Cristian Chirilla here with us. You both are father and son. You're working together at Grandmaster Bucharest. First of all, how does it feel to work in the same tournament but in different roles?
For me, it's great. It's also great to come back to Romania as a commentator every single year at the Grandmaster. It seems like it has been somewhat of a celebration, especially for me, to return and not only to come on a vacation, like a personal vacation, but also to work at the same time. So it's obviously quite a good thing. So, yeah.
Și pentru mine este un turneu special. Sigur că da, și datorită prezenței unui număr atât de mare de jucători speciali din topul mondial, dar și datorită reîntâlnirii an de an cu Cristian, bineînțeles.
So what he said was that for him it's also a very special time of the year, obviously because he gets to referee. Actually, they call it a referee in this tournament. Usually the referee is for sports, but in this tournament they actually give them referee badges just to referee the best chess players on the planet, and at the same time reunite with me as well as a family. So it's a good time for everybody.
So you're a chess grandmaster and been playing chess for a long time. So what is your father's role in your chess journey?
Well, he was actually my first coach and who introduced me to chess when I was a kid. I think he was a player himself. He's a FIDE master himself, so he was a player first, and then obviously wanted to pass on, I guess, the chess the virus, if you want to call it that way, and he did so. I think it was when I went to kindergarten and I really didn't like sleeping because they were forcing us to sleep and rest during, I think, the afternoon hours, and I hated that. So at some point, towards the end of my kindergarten journey, he just offered the idea of me skipping kindergarten for the last semester or something like that, and in return to learn chess. And I guess that was kind of the beginning of it all.
Mr. Radu, I also want to ask you, how did chess start in your life, and how did Christian start, and what was your role in bringing chess into his life?
Eu l-am început mai târziu, nici nu, da, nu erau, copiii nu începeau să joace așa de la 6-7 ani. Prima categorie era Under 12, când am început eu șahul, eu l-am început la 14, de fapt. Dar n-a contat foarte mult vârsta, pentru că mi-a plăcut, în mod deosebit. Chiar la vremea respectivă mai cochetam cu fotbalul, dar am renunțat instantaneu la fotbal pentru că chiar m-a atras. Iar întâlnirea, într-adevăr, la un club am ajuns datorită regretatului maestru Valeriu Nicolaide, un jucător român emblematic din vremurile acelea, care a dat un simultan la liceu pe care l-am terminat eu, l-am făcut, și el absolvise același liceu și la sfârșitul simultanului, dintre participanți, mi-a propus mie, domne, vino la un club.
He said that he started late. He started around when he was 14. So back in the days for European and I guess World Championships also, they didn't have under 8. Right now you have under 8, under 10. I think at that point during his time it started at under 12. So it was more or less a little bit easier, or at least more normal, to start later in life. And then he was also playing soccer at the same time, football, like we call it here. And I guess those were the two sports that he was mostly interested in. But at some point he attended a simul of Valeriu Nicolaide, who was a good chess player, a good Romanian chess player. And after the simul, he invited him to his club. So I guess that's how it all started.
That's a wonderful story to hear. And I want to ask you, what is that one thing you admire about your father professionally?
Well, I think he has always maintained a certain consistent professionalism in whichever thing he has done. He's done coaching a lot, obviously after he's done refereeing for the most part of his life, and he's done it at the very top level for a long time. So I think his professionalism in general and his consistency, I think, are things that I try to take with me as well in my professional life.
I want to ask the same question to you, Mr. Radu. What is that one thing you admire about your son, Cristian, professionally?
Ian, pentru șah, are un talent deosebit, fără discuție. N-a devenit un jucător profesionist, sau, mă rog, la un moment dat poate că ar fi fost. Are totuși multe în comun cu mine, o capacitate de muncă formidabilă, își pregătește foarte bine lucrul pe care trebuie să-l facă. Acum, sigur că profesional el îmbină activitatea de manager, antrenor, comentator, le face foarte bine pe toate, încă o dată pentru că și le pregătește foarte bine, anticipează ceea ce urmează și trebuie să facă, muncește foarte mult, ca și mine, deci eu am fost un muncitor, deci am lucrat până la epuizare de multe ori, același lucru îl face și el și se pare că îl face bine.
Can remember he started off saying that I had some talent for chess. Obviously, I didn't become such a strong player, like I didn't become one of the elite chess players, but I've done a lot of other things at the top level, and I think he said that I take a lot of my capabilities from him as well, which are, I guess the main one is to work hard, and he also mentioned the fact that I do that in all of my capabilities, all of my coaching assignments, coaching, playing, no, not coaching. I think he mentioned managing the team at the university and doing commentary as well. So I guess his focus was mostly on me being a hard worker, which I take from him.
Mr. Radu, I want to ask you about the interesting incident which happened in this tournament about Alireza Firouzja when he decided not to play against Fabi in the 4th round. So what was, in terms of the arbiter's perspective, you were ready for, and what actually transpired, if you could explain it to the audience?
Arbitrilor și organizatorilor nu este niciodată plăcut retragerea unui jucător, indiferent de motive. Cu atât mai mult cu cât acum au fost motive medicale. Dar sigur că, da, și o să vă și spun de ce. Pentru că totdeauna avem retragerea unui jucător, creează unele imperfecțiuni de clasament. Organizatorilor, bineînțeles, le afectează partea de spectacol, așa, dar trebuie acționat în așa fel încât să se treacă peste astfel de momente. Eu am remarcat totuși efortul lui Alireza Firouzja de a continua turneul. A încercat să facă acest lucru 2 runde. L-am văzut totuși. E clar că întâmplarea neplăcută, al cărui erou a fost, i-a afectat sensibil capacitatea de joc, i-a creat un disconfort care se vedea în felul în care juca. Deci, încă o dată, merită aplaudat încercarea lui de a continua turneul, după cum și reacția jucătorilor care urmeau să joace cu el, n-au protestat, au acceptat această situație care nici pentru ei nu era plăcută, să joace șahul partidele respective într-o cameră, deci cumva și ei au ieșit din... Bun, s-a trecut. Regulamentul, bineînțeles că prevede și astfel de situații. Sunt convins că se va termina cu bine competiția și nimeni nu va avea niciun fel de sentiment de frustrare. Mergem înainte.
So it was obviously a very difficult thing for the organizers, obviously firstly for Ali Reza and for the arbiters as well. But as the chief arbiter, he has to move past that, past the initial incident and try to make everything right. He wants to commend also Ali Reza for obviously attempting to in fact play through that discomfort, which was obvious to him. He saw him and during those 2 days when he attempted to play, and it wasn't. It was obvious that he was in discomfort, and that affected his play. So he wants to sort of acknowledge that as well, acknowledge the fact that the organizers, in fact, attempted to create the best conditions for him to continue the tournament, but unfortunately, given the discomfort, it was probably in the end the right decision for him to step aside, which of course creates certain problems with the standings and the following rounds from a technical perspective. But you know, those are things that have to be handled, and those are things that come under his management. So yeah, the tournament had to continue.
Cristian, you've been a part of the Grand Chess Tour and St. Louis Chess Club for a long time. So what keeps you coming back to these events, like for the commentary and for the anchoring?
Well, I've been working with the club for a very long time. In fact, I think my first tournament was in 2018 during one of the Champions Showdown, maybe even 2016. Actually, I think I'm mistaken. I think it was 2016. So now that I think about it, I'm going on a decade with the Grand Chess Tour, and in its current form, I think we started in 2019. Obviously, it's one of my favorite events here in Romania to come back home. Yeah, the Grand Chess Tour has been a consistent presence in the world of chess, and I've tried to maintain that consistency as well as a commentator. I don't take days off, and generally I try not to get sick. So I got lucky that I never missed one of the days that they called me for. So as long as they call me, I'm probably going to be ready to be a commentator. Is one of my favorite things to do.
As we know, you're also with Fabiano Caruana. So are you helping him in this tournament as well, or it is just Operin who is helping him?
No. I don't. So obviously, as a commentator, I think this is the one thing that comes primarily for me outside of coaching. So my main job is that of coach at the University of Missouri. That's my full-time position, and that's a year-long commitment. Now, I also do commentary as well. That's my second, let's say, second in line, second duty in line, and only third on occasion. I work with Fabi. I worked much more, but once commentary became sort of a primary force, I tried to not do Fabi as much, and obviously Grigory was one of my students at the University of Missouri, and I sort of recommended that cooperation, that collaboration between him and Fabi, and it aligned very well. It seems like they're working very well together, and I think they've been doing that for the last 3 years or so. So, yeah, I'm not helping Fabi in this one. I usually wake up from my slumber only for the candidates. When he needs me for the candidates, I try to be there for a prolonged period of time in preparation for his matches.
Cristian, we saw your video on the C-Square podcast where you were inside that room where the game happened and you interviewed them. How was the experience, covering a tournament like that in that particular setup?
Oh, that was quite crazy. Obviously, I've never seen that, and just playing in a hotel room was kudos to the players, because it's not easy. I mean, I understand that whenever you play in training, for example, I do a lot of training with my students, it's very difficult to mimic that intensity that you get when you're playing on the stage or when you're playing in a tournament. So the fact that they were able to mimic that, him and the other players, Javukir and Fabiano, and actually produce very good quality games, it's quite impressive. So that was the first thing that I tried to understand exactly how they put themselves in that mindset to be able to lock in, more or less. That's how they say nowadays, to lock in. So yeah, that was quite impressive, and obviously it's still tough to understand exactly how much discomfort Alireza was in. So this was also something that I was trying to understand, because whenever I rest on my hand for like 30 minutes, my hand dies, and then he stayed like that for 6 hours. So yeah, it was just kind of a surreal moment, but I'm happy to be part of it, and I'm happy to see the history in the making.
Christian, it's been close to 4 years.
Yeah, we started 2022. Actually, without planning for it, we started right before the Hans situation.
The C-Squared podcast you started with Fabi. How proud are you of this cool project, and what can viewers expect in the future?
Yeah, I mean, look, we wanted to give the people an insight into one of the elites' mindset and journey, and kind of give the people an insight into chess players as a whole. And I felt like that was kind of an unexplored niche within the chess ecosystem, and that was kind of the goal from the beginning. That continues to be the goal, and we're just right now focusing on following Fabi's path, and obviously everything that comes along with that, but also things that happen within the chess world, because there's a lot of storylines.
So thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure talking to both of you. It was really nice to see you guys play different roles in the same tournament. So thank you, guys, and good luck with your future.
Thank you.
Thank you.